big week in front of us. Two teams I think that are very good, and with VCU what they did last year, and Kansas probably the second winningest program in the country. We've got a lot on the table, and our biggest thing right now is continue to get healthy. I think Collins right now is getting close to being a guy where I think he should be a consistent 30-minute type player, but he's still not quite there. But he makes a world of difference when he is. Gilchrist is questionable for the game, but I do expect him to be ready to go for Kansas for sure. Our team I think is getting better. Our defense has certainly improved since the first week of play. We're starting to get strong play from our two inside guys in Torlin Fitzpatrick and Ron Anderson. I think both those guys are doing a great job on the glass, great job defending and communicating on the defensive end, and then scoring and being effective. Ron a little bit more inside, Torlin knocking down three-point shots. His numbers right now are extremely impressive. I still like to get a little bit more from our wings. I think Vic's been a little bit on and off, and I think he can do a lot more for us. I don't think Sean's playing the way he's capable of playing, neither is Hugh. They're doing things to help us, but I think there's still another level those guys can get to. But, we just got to continue to get better. Poland's getting an update tomorrow. He could possibly get cleared tomorrow. We'll find out from the doctors. And hopefully at some point in time we'll have all of our guys.
With Gus being injured, talk about the play of the forwards.
It's been impressive. I think they've done a great job rebounding, great job scoring, and really being smart players out there in the court and not getting themselves in serious foul troubles where we become even more depleted. So I'm very pleased. I think Ron is showing great leadership out there in the court. His energy level that he brings is exactly what we need, and I think his teammates feed off of that. And Torlin is starting to get more and more comfortable. He's been a guy that's worked extremely hard over the summer, and I was expecting him to be kind of this guy a little bit earlier, but now I'm seeing what I thought I'd see out of him, so I've been very pleased with those two guys.
Stan, you talk about Collins maybe being a 30-minute guy. Are you ready to a point where he could start this next game, or you still like him coming off the bench?
No, I'm probably going to start him. We worked with that today as him as a starter. I started him in the second half of the game against FAU, and I do see him as our starter, especially when he's healthy. He's pretty special.
What are the most special things you see about him?
He just has the ability to get in places you don't think he can get to, and then he makes a play out of something that looks like there's nothing there. And it's, even as a coach, you sit there and say, wow, I didn't see that. But he is impressive. And at the same time, here's a guy who hasn't practiced. He has not had full contact practice till today. And they're making a run, and he goes 5 straight points, a jump shot, and an and one to kind of put the game at reach and kind of close the game for us. And you don't see that out of a freshman, especially a freshman who hasn't even practiced and worked with his teammates. So that was pretty special to see a kid do that with that kind of poise, that kind of toughness.
Stan, I know when Gus comes back that Torlin's minutes, you'll have to figure out a way to get him on the floor as much. But how valuable is he just that he can play the 3 or the 4, maybe even the 5 if you get pressed into a situation like that?
Well, I don't want to see Torlin's minutes drop too much. I've always thought that the 3 of those guys, there's 80 minutes in those spots, and if we went 30, 25, and 25, I think that'd be fair for all 3 of those guys. And who knows, maybe at some point in time we could play all 3 of them together. I don't know. It just kind of depends on what our other guys are doing. But I don't want to see him drop too much because he's a very important player. Right now, I think, at one time Gus was probably the guy that could really knock down the perimeter shot from the post, but I think right now he's shooting the ball as good as anybody from the perimeter. So having that extra guy out there that can do that opens things up for guys like Collins who can penetrate, and Nash who can make things happen too.
Stan, you talked about the wings kind of being inconsistent early. With that and with Collins playing as well as he is, how much is Nash starting to crib into their minutes in terms of him getting on the floor at the expense of some of the wings?
Well, I should have factored him in there, and that's basically what's happened. I do think that we're 5-0 when we don't turn the ball over. I don't know the number, if it's 11, 12 or something,
right,
but we haven't lost a game when we're positive assist turnover ratio and it's below maybe 12 or something like that. And when you put Blake at the 2 and you have 2 ball handlers out there, it really helps you protect and take care of the ball and make plays. And so I really like the 2-guard lineup. In some ways maybe it affects us defensively, but I think the pluses outweigh the minuses. So until I see maybe what I need to see from some of the other guys, I'm going to go with that lineup.
Has Blake, is the biggest minus with him at the 2 defensively?
Yes.
Has he shown anything over the past couple games to give you a better feel there?
I thought 2 2 games ago, Georgia Southern, he played his best defensive game. I thought he was there on the catch when his man got the ball. I thought he made some key steals, got himself in helped position to knock the ball away, get a steal. I thought he gave effort. I thought in the FAU game, him chasing the screens, he was a little bit late. He was a little bit late when his man caught the ball and got some shots up. The freshman who was barely on our scouting report had 20 points. That was Blake's guy. So I don't think I think he can do it. I don't know if he puts a premium on it as much as he should. And that's something we've got to get out of him because the other parts of his game offensively are pretty good for us.
If Collins gets more minutes and plays as well as he does, do you see things opening up for other guys on the court?
No question. He makes the game easy. I mean, he gets you easy baskets, and our offense flows a lot better and crisper. I know sometimes you're wondering, like, what the heck are they running? And when he gets in the game, you say, oh, I see, it looks good. It's pretty good offense. So, he makes a difference in how you run things. He is really, since Chris Howard, when they play a little different, a true point guard that can run your team.
Do you see guys like maybe Noriega getting more shots or better looks because of that or things of that sort?
Yeah, there's no question. Everybody gets more involved when a guy like Collins is on the floor. And I think you'll see us get more transition plays, too, because they know if they run hard, they run your lanes hard, whether it's the big guys run down the middle or the wings run wide, they know a guy like AC can find them and get them an easy basket. So you'll see guys more hungry to get out there and get up and down the court.
Stan, I know VCU made its name last year with its NCAA tournament run, but they played Alabama pretty tough in the last game. What have you seen from them this year, just watching them, looking at them on film, and maybe how they might differ from last year?
In the last 2 weeks, they've gotten a lot better. I think where they're different, they had a couple of guys, Skeen, Rodriguez, Roselle, guys who were pretty skilled, can make a lot of plays for them. I don't know if they're as offensively talented as they were last year, but the way they run the floor, the way they pressure in their defense, they might have cranked it up another notch, being able to turn people over and really play with hard intensity. That was very impressive watching them last night against Alabama.
You're good.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So you